You got a text. Plans canceled. And before you could even process the words, your whole body just exhaled. No guilt, no disappointment, just this quiet, embarrassing relief. And then, almost immediately, that second voice kicked in. What's wrong with me? Nothing. But that moment, it's telling you something important about yourself that most people spend their entire lives ignoring. Here's what nobody talks about. There are people in your life right now who genuinely look forward to Friday night plans, who leave parties more energized than when they arrived, who thrive in the noise. And then there are people who smile through the whole night, laugh at all the right moments, and drive home feeling like they just ran a half marathon in their own mind. If you're watching this, you probably already know which one you are. But here's what's messed up. Somewhere along the way, you were quietly taught that the second type is the broken type, that needing quiet, needing space, needing to just be alone is a symptom of something. Anxiety, trauma, immaturity, something to fix. What if that's just completely wrong? Psychologist Elaine Aron spent decades researching what she called highly sensitive people, roughly 15 to 20% of the population. And what she found wasn't that these people were fragile or damaged. Their nervous systems were simply processing more depth, more layers, more emotional data per interaction than the average person's brain handles. Think about it like this. Two people go to the same party. Same room, same music, same conversations. But one of them is running twice as many mental processes the entire time, reading the energy in the room, noticing the shift in someone's tone, feeling the weight of small talk in a way they can't quite turn off. By the end of the night, person A is ready for round 2. Person B needs 3 days alone just to feel human again. That's not weakness. That's just a different operating system. And the research on chosen solitude backs this up completely. Psychologist Larson found that people who spent time alone voluntarily, not forced, not punished, chosen, came back to social settings with better mood, better self-awareness, and better emotional regulation. The key word there is chosen, because there's a huge difference between isolation and solitude. One is something that happens to you. The other is something you give yourself. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Think about how many times you said yes when your body was screaming no. How many events you showed up to running on empty, performing a version of yourself you didn't actually have the energy to be that day. Now add that up across years. That low-level exhaustion you blame on work, on being busy, on stress, some of it isn't from what you're doing. It's from the constant performance of being more social than you actually are, masking a natural preference for so long that you've lost the thread back to what you actually need. There's this version of a life where you're technically present everywhere. The dinner, the group chat, the weekend trip, but never quite fully there. Always a little behind the glass, always slightly outside yourself. And most people never stop to ask why. When you stop treating solitude like a flaw and start treating it like information, something changes. You start to notice what you actually think before the room influences you. You start to notice what you actually feel before the noise buries it. The values you keep saying you have, they live in the quiet. The decisions you keep second-guessing, they get clearer there too. Solitude isn't emptiness. It's a specific kind of fullness that most people never let themselves access because they've been told stillness is suspicious. And in a world that's literally engineered to make you feel anxious the second you're not stimulated, choosing to sit with your own thoughts, undistracted, might be one of the most quietly radical things you can do. Now, and I want to be real here, solitude can also become a hiding place. There's recharging, and then there's retreating, and only you know which one you're actually doing. Recharging feels like restoration. Retreating feels like relief that slowly turns flat. Numb, disconnected, a little gray. If you come out of a solo weekend feeling worse, that's worth paying attention to. Not as a judgment, just as honest information about where you are right now. So the next time plans cancel and that relief washes over you, don't apologize for it. Don't perform the guilt. Just pay attention to it. Your nervous system is smarter than the social script you've been handed. If this hits somewhere real, not just in your head, but in that quieter place where you actually recognized yourself, hit subscribe. I make these psychology deep dives every week for exactly the kind of person who's still thinking about a video hours after it ended. And the next one, you're going to want to see it.